Hey guys, so it looks like today's going to be the day that everybody wants to start. So I wanted to kind of wake everybody's hips up. I'm going to throw my hair back with a little bit of stretching because these exercises are meant for after you get moving. They can be used as a warm-up, but they can also be used as accessory kind of when you want to, superset, where you're kind of resting one group but working another. So I wanted to flip the camera around and I'm going to show y'all a few of the stretches that usually feel really good and are going to kind of get you moving either before and after. These exercises isolate, so don't be surprised if your booty's a little bit sore. That's the intent. I'm going to post my video later. We're going to send out daily emails, so make sure most of y'all are on my mailing list. Which is how you're in this group now, so thank you. And then I'm going to flip this around. This is not part of the day-to-day, but this is something that I thought would be beneficial because I do this a lot with a lot of my patients, and it just feels good. So if you want to join me now and do these, you can. If you want to save this for later, you can. This is kind of impromptu, waiting on a patient to get here. So I'm going to flip this around and jump on my table. I'll see if I can talk and y'all can hear me. If not, I apologize. So laying on your back, I have my long dress, is what Audrey calls my Star Wars dress. We're going to start with a hip rotation. So crossing one leg over, you're going to bring it across. You're going to stretch that outside of that hip. Take that breath. If you need more stretch, you can bring that up. And what I'm going to have you do is just rotate that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then rotate the other way. And I would say like 5 to 10 of these. My hip is really sticky. I'm just gonna go through and then y'all can do them with me. Okay, one more. There we go. All right, we're going to switch and do the other side. So bringing that leg across and then bringing it out. So this is kind of a back. Most of us who have hip junk, it's usually a lumbo-pelvic, meaning low back and pelvis and then hip. I mean, there's so much that's all in that space. So kind of go. And then I don't know, that's about the last one. The other thing I like to do is wide knees and wide feet, just working on general hip mobility. So working in to that internal rotation, external rotation on that one. And this is just more range of motion. My right side is really sticky, which you'll see in some of my videos where I'm limited. I also like to do that seated. So just working into kind of hip switching. It's really hard to do with sneakers on my table. But the idea is getting into that internal and external rotation to kind of maintain that. So after that, you can kind of do that figure 4 this way, that way. Usually most of us don't need as much as we need that internal rotation. So crossing over and then bringing that leg up and diagonal, you should feel that anywhere in that butt cheek. You can do a longer hold if you want. Man, that side's really sticky. And I would say 20 to 30 seconds. I'm going to show you one more little hip one. Most of my ladies know this who have seen me. But this is a good little flow. Bringing that up and across. I will show you if that pinches that hip. I'll jump on in another day and see if I can show you how to self-correct. Like my right hip is really crooked right now, or off, just I'm really tight. Okay, I think y'all can still see me. So in this 90-90, I call it the mermaid flow. You know, drop down and just do a really big lateral stretch. So you're kind of working on, once again, the internal, external, and then bringing you back. If that hurts, stick something under that butt cheek so you're not quite as angled. Drop down, and then rainbow the other way. After 5 of those or so, then you can work into threading the needle. Reach back, and then reach back. Here's 2. You can go long arm. 2. I hope y'all are hanging with me. I can't tell what's going on. 3. And that gets your shoulder blade for those of us who work on people on the computer all day. Last one, 5. All right, working into that rotation. This is more of an active stretch too. So 90-90, you can go anywhere in that angle. You're gonna drop forward, stretch that butt cheek out. On the return, you're pushing through that leg, making yourself go back into that extension. Push back, and you can change your angle. Push back. Push. That's gonna be harder. And then the last little maneuver in this is bringing that back leg into extension and working into that internal rotation. I'm going to grab a yoga block because that's usually how I like to do this. And then I think oh no, she's not here yet. This is a really hard one to do by yourself. I usually have to facilitate clients, but bringing that leg up gives you a little bit more range. So now we're working into that internal rotation. These can be used for drills. They can be used for self-assessment. If these hurt, holler at me and let's get you moving. Sometimes muscles are inhibited because the joint they surround is really sticky, and I can do some joint mobilizations and some tricks for you to get moving. Switch and do that whole thing on the other side. I'm not going to take the time to do that. It's a side bend 10 times or 5 times. It's the reach through, it's the lean forward pullbacks, and then it's that interrotation on that back leg. So once again, just looking at the parts of our body that generally tend to be sticky. If our low back's aggravated, most of the time it's from thoracic spine stickiness and hip stickiness. And I've said it a million times, a weak muscle is usually a tight muscle. And a tight muscle is a weak muscle. So if we can't get that muscle moving through its good range of motion, it generally tends to not be as strong and not keep up with your daily tasks. So give those a try before or after you do my little workouts. I'll send that video in just a second. It's a YouTube video, so hopefully it'll work through Facebook. I know sometimes they don't interface well. And if not, be on the lookout for the email. We'll shoot that out in the next hour, and we'll go from there. Bye, guys.